Trudeau sparked international outrage, and Trudeau, the darkest chapter in this nation's history.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So happy to be back. Thank you. Great to see the kids. And great to have a
conversation. Angry. Horrific things.
And those injustices continue, not just in the past, but in the present today.
Regarding national security, 4 former national security advisors to the Prime Minister, quote, concluding that the traditional approach to national security no longer sustainable and that Canada is not ready to face this new world of security threats. Now, do you agree with these sentiments and what ought to be done?
There is no question that the world is changing rapidly and getting more dangerous in new ways than ever before. When we look at the prevalence of misinformation, of disinformation, conversation, the way social media has been weaponized both by foreign actors.
So we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are former, are actually young nobles of the world.
And by people within Canada pushing extremist views, conversation, trying to foment anger and discord, whether it's extremist ideology and right-wing terrorism on the rise in Canada, conversation, or whether it's examples like the illegal protests we saw in the winter.
Nobody believes you.
There are a whole new set of challenges that we need to be responding to, and that's why we're working closely with our national security agencies, working closely with organizations like the Canadian Security Establishment around communications, conversation, to make sure that we are able to respond to these new realities. We need to do it, however, in a way that continues to defend freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to protest, to legally protest, while at the same time we're taking on more tools to keep Canadians safe. Because increasingly we're seeing that things that start online end up having impacts on the real world.
Sure, so far, let's make this the first one.
My mother has worked as an advocate.
Thank you, and that concludes today's press conference. Merci, Ceci.
Merci beaucoup. Well, why don't I come over and say hi to you? It's absolutely unacceptable. Conversation.
Trudeau tried to sidestep.
Canada is all Indian land.
It was quite a scene as he carried on taking selfies with supporters as his security detail tried to help him navigate the crowds.
My question for you is, do you believe this country exists on stolen Indigenous land?
Canada is a country that consists of Indigenous people who've been here for millennia, who welcomed in settlers in some cases, were overrun by settlers in others. But we're a country that exists today.
It was a yes or no question, obviously not a simple one, though. There you heard the Prime Minister attempting
to do better.